This episode is powered by Outpost Roasters, small batch, high quality coffee with soul. Outpost Roasters in Johnson City specializes in freshly roasted, small batch, ethically sourced, fair trade local coffee. That's what sets them apart from the big guys. They work directly with small farms and co-ops to ensure responsible practices and rich, balanced flavor in every single cup. Whether it's early mornings or late nights, their 12-ounce bags deliver bold, smooth coffee at a totally fair price. Head to outpostroastersjc.com to explore their blends and single origins. Outpost Roasters, coffee that's definitely worth waking up for. Okay. All right. So good morning, Adam.
Good morning.
I know who you are.
Yep.
But people watching this might not know who you are. So if you want to just give your name and why you're here, maybe. I don't know. Let's just go for it.
Cool. I'm Adam Jasenak. Let me restart for you. I'm Adam Jasenak. I am a lot of things. Right now I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I'm the president and head coach of Johnson City Rugby.
Nice. Cool. Thank you for taking time to just hang out with us today. I'm glad that you wore your Johnson City Rugby gear.
Yeah, always. People make fun of my closet because it's pretty much just Johnson City Rugby stuff.
Well, I mean, hey, if it works. Plus, once you get to like a certain age, you just wear it. You don't care. It's just like, if this works and it's comfortable, I'm going to get 10 of these and then that's going to be it. That's my life now.
Yeah.
So you are Johnson City Rugby. You're living it. You're breathing it. So do you actually play as well?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, full confession, I do not know a lot about rugby. Last night I was talking with Brian and I was like, isn't rugby the most popular sport? And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's cricket.
Yeah.
I don't know much about cricket either. So can you explain in layman's terms, what is rugby and how do you play it? Ugh. Is that a big one?
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
We oversimplify it for anyone.
People like me.
It's okay. We oversimplify it by saying it's a combination between soccer and football. But really most of the rules and gameplay is more similar to soccer. The only thing similar to football is tackling.
And the shape of the ball.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger though, right? Than a football?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
I should have brought one, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how many players do you have? And can it be co-ed? Is it just male and female teams?
So yes, to both.
Okay.
There are several different variations of the game. The most common being 15s, where there are 15 players on each side on each team. And there's also 7s, which is actually in the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. And that's 7 players on each side. And the only version of co-ed would be touch rugby. Okay.
So it's funny because you just clarified like Summer Olympics, because I feel like rugby is an intense sport. And I feel like, because what I've seen from it, too, like I feel like rugby players wouldn't be opposed to go ahead and roughing it in the wintertime and playing it anyways.
No, no.
Be like, bring on the challenge. Let's do it.
Yeah. If we didn't have to deal with grass conditions, then it would be played year round.
Yeah.
But we take a break. Our season ends in November.
Okay.
In the middle of November, around daylight savings time.
Okay.
And we pick back up in March.
Okay. So roughly kind of you said football and soccer, but heavy, a little bit more on the soccer.
Yep.
So you have 2 teams, one's on offense, one's on defense. Offense tries to throw the ball. How do you handle the ball between players?
Yep.
And then you have an end zone, or you have, what is it called?
End zone.
Oh, okay.
Try zone.
Okay.
So the similar to football is a touchdown. We call it a try. And it's worth 5 points instead of 6.
Okay.
Like a touchdown. And to score, you have to actually touch the ball down in the try zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the point after try is where you touch the ball down.
Okay.
And that's worth 2 points.
Okay. So you have the capacity to make 7 points then right there, right?
Yeah.
Because you said 5 plus 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just like football.
Okay. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. And then so can you intercept? Can you do all the same kind of things? Like,
Yes.
okay.
So I think one of the main reasons why I really fell in love with rugby is because when I was growing up, I played football. Rugby was not accessible to me.
Okay.
And I played football since second grade until I graduated high school.
Which is like last week, right?
2010. But then I tried college. I started playing rugby in college, and then they were like, cool, you can run with the ball and tackle people. And my whole life, I was offensive line or defensive line.
Okay.
So, and then when I started getting into like middle school time, I specialized as a offensive lineman. So I never got to touch the ball, never got to tackle anybody. And I think that being able to run with the ball and tackle people were two things I never got to do. So I was like, sweet, this is a dream come true. Now, it took me a very long time to get good at tackling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool experience to. That's why I fell in love with the game, really.
Who exposed you to it?
So as a lot of college freshmen do, they go to the rec center and see what clubs there are.
Okay.
And rugby was one of the check boxes, and they were the only ones that reached out. So, yeah.
All right. So freshman in college.
Yep.
Where did you go to college?
Indiana State.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Did you grow up in Indiana?
I did.
Okay.
Just outside of Cincinnati.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And then, so you stayed in Cincinnati. Well, that's Ohio.
Yeah.
Not Indiana.
Just outside. Like, so it's like, so Cincinnati's they call it the tri-state area.
Okay.
Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky.
I feel like every part of the country must have the tri-state, because growing up, I grew up in the Midwest. So I grew up in Minnesota. So it's like Minnesota, Wisconsin, either Illinois or Michigan, whatever. Yeah. And then like in New England, it's also tri, because you have, well, a lot more than that because of New England. Yeah. Then even it's funny because here locally in Johnson City, it's the tri-cities. And so just like, it's just so funny just to hear all the similarities and whatever, but I digress.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you end up here in Tennessee?
So college that time, okay. Indiana State did not work out.
Okay. What were you majoring in?
Nothing. I had no direction. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And it got to the point where I couldn't afford my house anymore.
Okay.
And so I gave all of that a good try. I was 25 at this point.
You gave it the literal college try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I completed almost 2 years of college.
Okay.
Before I just started working, and bills and everything started racking up. I couldn't afford my house anymore. So I was like, all right, well, what are my choices? Mm-hmm. And ultimately I decided to join the Army.
Okay.
And that was great. I was living in my car for a couple weeks before I left. Mm-hmm. And, started doing the Army thing. And, I did 3.5 years at Fort Bragg.
Okay.
And then I met my wife, mm-hmm. and my wife got a job at the VA here.
Oh, okay.
And now we're here.
Well, thank you for your service. So your wife was also in the military as well?
No.
Oh, okay. Nope. You just met her when you were there?
Yep.
Got it. Okay. All right. And now she's at the VA hospital. So she's in the medical field?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so you guys just happened to land here. And then obviously your passion for rugby started in college.
Yeah.
And then during the military, did you have any time that you were playing rugby too? Or did you always have a pulse on it? Were you watching other games? How did it creep back in?
I played the whole time. So I've played my whole life. Okay. This is my 15th year playing.
Nice.
I'm wrapping that up in August.
Okay.
So, yeah, I haven't stopped.
All right.
Whenever I got through training, of course, I had a break. But then when I got to Fort Bragg, I immediately reached out and saw that Fort Bragg had their own team.
Oh, cool.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
And that was a great experience. I got to meet a lot of like just different people from my unit, and they kind of helped me navigate through Army life a little bit better. So that was nice. That was good connections that were made on that team. Then Fort Bragg had a big deployment, and most of the people that were on the team deployed. And so the team more or less folded for a short amount of time. And then I joined another team that was off base in Southern Pines.
Okay.
And they're also a large rugby oriented team.
Okay.
Or military oriented team. But they were about 45 minutes to an hour away.
It's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah. And I was doing that 2 to 3 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so then you were part of that for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was with Southern Pines for 3 years up until we moved here.
Okay. And then when you moved here, did you seek out Johnson City Rugby? How did that naturally happen?
Yeah. So as soon as we found out where we were moving, and that was kind of one of the things that we were looking at whenever my wife was looking for jobs, because she did not like working in Fayetteville. So I was like, okay, cool. Is there a rugby team? Where's the nearest rugby team? Because at one point we were talking about maybe moving to Arizona, where we would live on or near a reservation.
Okay.
There was no rugby out there.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Kind of.
Also very hot. You probably very limited to the where and when you can play safely so that you're not like overheating. But I'm sure they have indoor places there. But I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't really played too far west.
Okay.
But kind of localized to the southeast a little bit more in the Midwest.
Okay.
But yeah, Johnson City. We found out they had a rugby team. Whenever we found out that she got the job here, I started making contact, talking to them about the club, what the state of the club is, and moved and met some of the guys. And there were about 3 guys on the team when I moved here.
So they needed some players.
Yeah.
Because you said 15 total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So then when you met them, what was like, were you like, let's get other dudes, let's recruit? What's the plan?
Yeah. It was a while ago now. When we moved here in 2020.
Okay.
And like January of 2020.
Yeah.
So
it's all right. Everything was wild in 2020. I don't And it was 6 years ago too, which is also crazy to think about that it was that long ago.
Yeah.
But yet the second you say 2020, everybody's just like,
yeah.
You have bad taste in your mouth. But go ahead. Yeah. 2020, you just moved here January.
Yeah. Okay. So pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And
it was ramping up.
Yeah. I don't even think there was a confirmed case yet. But
no, I don't think that happened until March.
Yeah.
And the reason I know that is because I was pregnant with our first.
Yeah.
During 2020, and I was due May, and I had him a month early, and it was April that I had him. And I think it was March because it was like right before maybe, or at least maybe that was just in the Northeast that there was the confirmed case or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. And we were just telling someone this story because when I, where we lived up north, I crossed, I crossed state lines. I had to go into Rhode Island. That's where my hospital was. And the National Guard was there. And so we got stopped and I was laboring, I was like having contractions. I was like trying to get to the hospital. But that was like literally the beginning of everything. Like, National Guard had just showed up and everything. And they were like, who are you? What are you doing? And we're like, Brian was like, my wife's in labor. And I was like, guys, I'm in labor. I'm just trying to get to my hospital. Like, please. And it was just crazy. But anyways, that's, a story for another time.
Yeah.
But so I think it was like right around March that like people started getting sick.
Yeah.
And so then, so you came here January, just a few months later, COVID hit, and then.
Yep. But yeah, the guys that were in leadership at that time, they were keeping it together. They didn't necessarily have a bunch of time to dedicate to it.
Yeah.
And me just moving here, getting out of the Army, and I was committed to going to school, get my degree.
Yep.
Use a GI Bill. That was fantastic experience. So I kind of had time.
Yep.
We didn't have kids yet at that point. So I just kind of took it and ran. And it was a lot of work. And honestly, for the club, the guys that were on the team called a bunch of guys that had kind of stepped away. And I started coaching Johnson City. I had coached for a long time already. But I started coaching, and they were reaching out and recruiting and bringing guys in that had kind of stepped away, because I feel from what I heard or understood, there wasn't a lot of direction. So, and I mean, again, those guys were doing the best with what they had and could do.
For sure.
So I was like, hey, here's a goal. This is what I want to do. And which was compete in a division and not just play sevens in the summer or kind of like mess around.
Okay.
Because that's all I've done is compete.
What does play sevens in the summer mean?
So in the summer, there are a bunch of tournaments around the region.
Okay.
And you just play sevens. You have fun, more or less.
Fun games.
Yeah.
Got it. Summer fun.
Yeah. You can compete to be competitive, but most of the time it's get minutes, have fun, play rugby. So I wanted the 15s competition that I know and grew up with and everything. So that was my goal. They kind of laughed at me a little bit because they were like, how are you going to do that? But yeah.
How long did it take you to get 15 recruits?
Yeah. So COVID was great for us. We called all those guys out and we were building momentum. We didn't necessarily have the infrastructure. Yep. The organization. We didn't necessarily have the organization of the club yet.
Yeah.
So COVID was great in that aspect, as we had time to get everything in order, get all of our ducks in a row. So that way, when we got back to it, we can, actually be an organization. And throughout COVID, we had like weekly little Zoom calls where we'd just BS and have fun and drink.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, that just kept the momentum. We averaged like, I don't know, a handful of guys every time. It wasn't like a full team, but we were building the connection that, hey, we're a club. We're here to have fun. We're here for each other. Yeah. And it was great. It was a great experience overall for what it was. If that makes sense.
Well, it's kind of like a little brotherhood that you could have, especially during that weird time of you could actually have people to still connect with. So then did you get together and do in-person play? I mean, I can't imagine you can really play rugby well with a
So we did our
on.
best. Yeah. We started practice back up, I think that fall when things kind of started lifting and they were like, you don't necessarily have to wear a mask if you're outside. Yeah. And then we kept contact limited, and that was
Which seems difficult for rugby, right? What are the contact rules?
So at that time we were just playing touch rugby.
Okay.
Which also was not touch rugby because we didn't want to make contact with somebody else.
Okay.
But to answer the contact question, tackling is super controlled in
Okay.
rugby. It's not like American football where they're just flying in with shoulders going crazy.
Yeah.
You have to make contact now below the sternum
Okay.
to help mitigate head contact risk. And that's the only way that I've taught tackling anyway. So that wasn't a big issue for me.
Okay.
But it's super controlled. You'd be surprised at how few contact injuries there are, honestly, because we don't wear pads or anything. But yeah, it's super controlled. It's nice.
Is rugby safe for all ages?
Yes.
On the website, I was looking at it, and I know that you have youth programs, and then there's women's rugby.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of the full gambit of everybody. Anybody can play rugby. Do the rules obviously change if it's younger kids so that they're not like going crazy?
Yes.
And then is it boys and girls together, or is it boys just because boys can, like, I know our boys could be a little rough. So are they still separate too if they're younger or no?
Yeah. So youth, like little kids before middle school, that's co-ed flag.
Okay.
They do not start contact until middle school.
All right.
And that's when it separates.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then high school is split as well.
Yeah.
And
okay.
all the way up. But now every once in a while we'll do a touch game at practice with the men's and women's team.
Okay.
And just to get them going and make sure that we have enough bodies to get all of the work in that we need to get done for games and stuff.
Cool. So then post-COVID, now it's the fall time.
Yep.
And you guys are getting together. You're not full 100% rugby, but you're getting there, right? In terms of limitations.
Yep.
How many guys started coming out to the first couple of practices? Were you at full capacity yet?
No.
For 15? Okay.
No. But we did start talking about scheduling games.
Okay.
Around the minimum that you need is around 12. And then you get, like, rugby is a very open community. And the overall, like, kind of agreement with all rugby teams is we just want to play rugby.
Just want to have some fun.
Yeah.
Throw the ball around.
Yep. So it is not uncommon for one team to loan players to another team if they're short on numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Just throw on a different jersey.
At least for a friendly game.
Yeah.
Now, competitive is different, of course, because you're competing for something. But yeah. Unless
you're on the winning team, then the other team's like, somebody might be like, yeah, I'll be on their team.
Yeah. No. I don't know. The community around rugby has always been one of the things that I love about it, where I'm like watching film of one of our good friendly teams that we compete against pretty regularly is Gaston County. They're just outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
But we're watching film and I'm like, I've played against them so many years now that I'm just calling all of them out by name and being like, oh, that guy's a really good guy. He just had a bad play here and was kind of a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a good community. And playing rugby in this region for so long has been nice to where I'm starting to really know everybody, at least everybody in leadership. So.
Yeah. Does your wife and do your kids play?
So the last youth camp that we did, my 5-year-old did.
Okay.
Yep. He is liking soccer a lot more.
Okay.
But my wife actually plays roller derby.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's fun. Yeah. I have a couple of friends in Florida that did roller derby. The hardest part for them was coming up with the name.
Yeah.
What's your wife? What's her derby name?
E-Break. Yeah. She is indifferent about it, but...
Okay. Did she choose it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that there's an entire, like, roster, and if somebody had the name before, you can't choose it.
Yeah.
And there's, like, a whole, like, thing with it, which is just like, whoa.
Yeah. You have to, like, register your name.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it's intense, and it's like for the nation. It's not just
Yeah.
for your state. It's like, yeah. Okay, so she's still doing derby right now.
Yeah, she's so we had our son Everett, and then after he was born, she started doing roller derby because it was something that she had talked about doing for a long time, and I kept pushing her to do it, and she finally got out there and did it. And then we found out by surprise that we had our second baby post vasectomy.
Okay.
So that was really cool and fun. And she's just now getting back and just finished their fresh meat program.
Okay.
And she'll find out on Friday.
Fresh meat program. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what they call for the new recruits.
Yeah.
So is it Johnson City Roller Derby?
Is Little City.
Where's that?
It's so they.
Or is it just like anywhere and they just call it Little City?
So Johnson City used to be known as Little Chicago.
What?
Yeah, that's a little fun fact because Al Capone used to do some stuff here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I have heard that.
Yep.
I have heard that Al Capone. I didn't know this is called Little Chicago.
Yep. Little Chicago, Little City. And so they used to be based out of Johnson City, but now they're up in Bristol at the Bristol Skateway.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah. Well, that's cool. There was, I don't remember where we were at, but somebody had approached me with a roller derby because I think they saw that I was like heavily tattooed. They were like, here, come on out. And I was like, thank you. That's very sweet. I would probably die. I do love, I'm a rollerblader, not a roller skater.
Yeah.
And there is a significant difference with roller skates and rollerblades.
Yeah.
And I love rollerblades. I've just always loved rollerblades. You put on a pair of roller skates, it's just like, I'm just like, I don't even stinking know what to do with these on my feet. Rollerblades. First, the brake's in a different position. So that's like, no, bad news bears. So it's just hilarious. But they were just like, yeah, come in. I was like, well, thank you guys. I feel like I'm a little bit past, but that's another story.
Well, that's cool. Well, they have older women on the team. I think one of their players is like late 40s.
Brian's dying laughing, by the way. Nobody can see him. Well, I'm not in my late 40s.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oof, Brian, just stop right now. You're terrible. No, it's fun to watch. I love it. And we've been trying to figure out what we want to get our boys involved in just because they have so much energy. They're so athletic. They love all of the things, right? They just want to try something and see if they like it or not. And so when I was on the Johnson City Rugby website, I was like, I wonder if they would like it. Our oldest loves to run. Yeah. He will just run and run and run. And we're just like, wow, okay. He's like, he doesn't get tired. And so those are like things, like soccer or the really high endurance games or even running. And then we've been watching some of the Olympics too. Yeah. Because we were like, here, like we want to show them it's just so fun to watch. I used to love watching the Olympics when I was little and be like, wow, that's so stinking cool. And so just seeing all the snowboarders and everything. So this morning, our oldest was like, I think I want to ask Santa for a snowboard for Christmas.
That'd be cool.
And we were like, wow, really? Yeah. Okay. And then he was seeing the flips and he goes, I don't want to go on the rails. He's like, I just want to flip all the time. All right, dude. I mean, you got to start practicing now. Yeah. But it was just like, it's so fun. It's so fun when you have kids to start looking at some of that with fresh eyes and being like, oh, okay. Guess what? You absolutely can do that and you can try. And you have to fail and then you have to get back up again and you're going to fail again and you have to get back up. And it's just like, it's fun as a parent, but it's also stressful because it's like, what do I spend my time trying to do? Because then it takes away from family time and it takes from a bunch of other stuff. So it's really hard as a parent. So how do you navigate that with your wife and with Johnson, rugby and derby and all the things?
Yeah. It's definitely difficult. Right. Roller derby practices on Monday, Wednesday, and rugby practices on Tuesday, Thursday.
Of course.
So honestly, it works out that way. So
you have one parent there. Yeah, it works.
Yep. But as far as getting them and stuff, we've not necessarily done the best. And we've gotten in some arguments about it because I'm very pro get them in sports now as soon as we can. And it is difficult because it does feel like we don't have a ton of time with our own things.
And do you have 2 boys?
2 boys.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they're wild. 5 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But the biggest thing for me, especially, is I want them to see that we're active as adults.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I understand that I'm not going to be able to play forever, but I do want them to have memories of going to some rugby games or some roller derby bouts and seeing that their parents were active at some point. Because that's something that not a lot of grown-ups do, besides like go to the gym, try and stay fit and stuff. Yeah. But actually competing is, I think, important.
Yeah, totally different animal.
Yeah.
So you said Everett is doing soccer right now.
We'll start whenever Parks and Rec starts. I think it's in March.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. And then what's your 2-year-old's name?
Avery.
Avery, that's right.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're going to get Avery started in, and when? I mean, 2, so he's walking, he's
running,
doing all the things,
climbing on everything.
So he's getting into trouble.
Yeah.
He can run there. He is.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you thinking?
He's going to be my football kid, probably.
Okay.
He is head first into everything. And Everett is going to be running around stuff. Okay. So he'll probably fall in love with soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that is an interesting observation, because you're right. A lot of kids these days just see their parents go to the gym, or they like hear, oh, you're going to the gym. Okay. And that's one thing that we've tried to do with our boys is like, come to the gym. That's why it's at home.
Yep.
Come train with us. Even if you're just like, they just really like to hang on the cage.
Yeah.
They'll like do pull-ups and stuff. It's like, oh, we're like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Or, they'll pick up weights and they'll do like all kinds of stuff. And we encourage that as much as possible, because we're like, yes, we have to do this to stay healthy. You have to do this to stay healthy, but there's no healthy competition that's happening, which is a very important part of growing up, because you have to learn how to win.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to lose and be okay with it, and then use that as a fire to try again.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really valuable lesson that maybe I feel has been dwindling over the past few years, or maybe even longer than that. I don't know. Like, losing graciously is not a big deal. You just lose and try again.
Yeah.
And it's a hard lesson, but I think that that's maybe why people get their kids involved in sports, is to try and learn that. So we're still figuring it out. Maybe soccer would be a good place to start with.
Yeah.
With our oldest, because he just loves to run like crazy.
Yeah.
I wish I had that kind of endurance. I've never been a long distance runner. I prefer sprinting.
Yeah.
Running, but I can do ultimate frisbee. We used to do
well, that's sprinting, short bursts.
It is short bursts, and then like you still get to rest, and it's the aspects of catching the frisbee and stuff. But back in Florida, when I lived there, we had every Sunday we had a game of ultimate frisbee. And it was just whoever wanted to come, go run around, get dirty. Obviously that was pre-kids, right?
Yeah.
But we went to Florida for Christmas this past year. And I was like, let's whoever's going to be around Christmas Eve morning, not like anybody has anything to do, come out, get some exercise before Christmas. Everybody bring their kids, and we'll just throw them on the field and we'll have a good time. And it was so much fun, but we did lose the kids to a playground that happened to be at the soccer field or the baseball diamonds we were playing at. So we were like, all right, well, they played for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's just like, it's fun to also have your kids involved and things like that. So I bet it's awesome to be able to see your kids cheering you on from the sidelines, and like, it's just fun. Do they make signs? Say like, go daddy? Do they have the foam finger?
No. No. There is a playground. So we play over at Woodland Elementary, and they have a playground right next to the field. So,
well, I mean, that's also great too.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's great. That's where most of the kids are, and where my wife ends up. So she doesn't even really get to watch games very often yet.
Yeah.
But as they grow up and get a little more independence, then it'll be a lot easier.
Do you have a full team right now?
We do.
Okay. So if there's anybody watching that's interested, and they're like, I'm going to go to the Johnson City Rugby website, reach out to Adam. How do I get started? Do they have a full team? What does that look like? How does somebody get into it?
Yeah. You click on the little play rugby button
Okay.
that's on the website,
Okay.
fill out the form, and I'm typically the one that will reach out and text them.
Okay.
And yeah, it's very open. Here this year we are starting Try Rugby Days,
Okay.
which is going to be on just about the last Friday of every month, starting in March.
At the same elementary school?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's just going to be touch rugby. Might run through a couple drills to teach you how to pass and general ideas on how to run,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll play. And that's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Well, that is all ages, really, or that's just adults?
Adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this summer at some point we're going to be doing a youth rugby camp.
Okay.
Again, see how that goes.
Would you keep us posted on that one?
Yeah.
What's the age limit though?
It'll be from 5 up until whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our youngest he won't be 5 until August, but because he has a brother that's already 5, like
I think we had a couple like 3 and 4 year olds
Yeah.
out there last year,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're scrappy. Like we'll say yes.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility. If he gets hurt, he probably won't because he is very scrappy. Like I feel like he's going to be our contact sport child, if anything, because he's the youngest. He's like just gets in it.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about having 2 kids. You have 2 boys too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the biggest one, or Everett's a little more hesitant,
Mhm.
but he is still a little crazy.
Yeah.
But Avery just bowls straight in.
Yeah. Just
And
goes all in every single time.
Yeah.
Right.
Everett's going to be in trouble whenever Avery gets a little bit bigger and can actually fight back, because he's starting to try right now.
Okay.
But it's, yeah.
Now, does Everett go to school locally too?
No, I'm homeschooling.
Oh, that's right. Because you're staying home dad. So talk about that transition. Was that easy to go into staying home dad? And then how has it been working out doing homeschooling for your son?
The transition sucked. It was rough.
Yeah.
But one of the things that helped, a lot of it was reframing what my job is, because you grow up and most of your life, all of the house stuff are chores.
Mm-hmm.
And reframing it to like, okay, cool, this is my job. And like, if you work almost any entry level job, and I'm not saying stay at home parents an entry level job, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But entry level job, you're cleaning toilets,
Mhm.
you are doing dishes. Sometimes if you're in the food industry, not everyone's going to be doing laundry, but you got to wash your work clothes.
Mhm.
So, reframing all of that into like, okay, cool, I need to do the dishes. This is part of my job.
Mm-hmm.
And keeping the house tidy because you're cleaning up your workspace whenever you're at work.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So working on reframing all of that into, okay, this is my job, be proud of my space,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that stuff, that made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And dealing with 2 kids is a lot when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So finding the time when you can actually have a break, because if Aaron has roller derby one day,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't get a break at all until they go to bed.
Yeah.
So finding the time throughout the day to where it is somewhat accessible to put them in front of a show or whatever they're doing, then yeah, we're taking that advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's nice outside, they're actually getting tired. So getting worn out outside.
Yeah. So then are you part of any co-ops or anything to help with the homeschooling or?
No.
Okay.
Nope. We are just getting into it. Everett technically starts kindergarten in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
But we're starting the kindergarten curriculum right now just to get into the swing of things.
Yep.
It's all online.
Mhm.
So it's pretty easy. And yeah, my degree's in physical education.
Oh, okay.
So it's not exactly education, but I understand all of it anyway. So
And so that's what you finished when you came here, right? You said with the GI Bill, you
Yeah.
went and finished college.
Yep.
So you got your degree in physical education. So
Yep.
that's cool. So
Yeah.
then you do know what you're talking about. Even for rugby, it helps.
Yeah.
Helps. It's fun.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, homeschooling here is so much easier than other states. And it, here in Tennessee. And we're thankful for that as well, because we had the boys enrolled in a private school for a few days a week, and then we would homeschool. And it's just became too much for us to have that on our shoulders.
Yeah.
And so we're just homeschooling now, and trying to figure out the schedule of, being small business owners.
Yeah.
And then trying to teach them and also make sure that they're getting all the things that it's difficult. It's not easy to do for one person, let alone two, any of us that are entrepreneurs. I mean, you're running Johnson City Rugby too. So it's not easy to do this. But we found that the state helps a lot in terms of whether that's resources for co-ops and resources for, umbrella schools or anything like that. But we have two boys too, so we'd be happy to hang out and let them get some energy and teach them. I mean, it's at this age too, it's all counting and it's recognizing shapes and it's little things that are really easy for them, like tactile, like, okay, let's count these beans or let's do this. And so right now it's easy, I would say, even though it's not, easy, as it's going to get more challenging. And once math gets challenging, stinking. My dad is like a math genius. And so we were like, hey, Grandpa, can you help us? You know, like, because math is going to be tough. But yeah, it's not easy to transition from any kind of a job and then stay at home and realize. But I think that's a really healthy perspective, that it is your job still to do all of those things and you have to do it. And if you don't, someone's going to get upset. And in this case, it'd be your wife.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck are you doing all day?
Yeah.
That's funny. So then we'll be in touch then too.
Yeah.
Off microphone about homeschooling stuff. Cause that's something I went to college for education, initially. And then I left because college I started getting tattooed and I started coloring my hair crazy, and I was in the teaching world, and I just didn't look like other teachers. And so I started having issues with like other teachers because I didn't fit that mold of what they were comfortable with. And I kind of had like a midlife crisis when I was in my early 20s. And so then I actually pivoted to the beauty industry. So I was in hair for a really long time. And I was able to still teach and stuff in that capacity.
Yeah.
And so even though, you have your education degree as well, physical education, you don't always have to be a teacher in a classroom to be a teacher. And especially when you're a parent, you're that every minute of every day.
Yeah.
And then days when your wife has roller derby, it's even longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have two sisters.
Where are they?
Cincinnati,
Indiana.
Ohio. Yeah. They moved over to Ohio, but, yeah, I don't talk to them very much.
Okay.
At all.
Older, younger?
Younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were the oldest?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're both still up there. Are your parents up there as well?
My mom just moved down here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How's the transition going?
Good. She lived with us for like almost 2 years.
Okay.
And that was very helpful.
For sure.
Yeah. She moved as she retired. She retired, moved down here to help me with our newborn second baby. And while I was finishing school. And then she fell in love with the area, wanted to stay down here, and she just moved out of our house like a month ago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So is she here in JC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Ohio's pretty fun, though, I will say.
It's fine. I mean, I don't know. This is the best place I've ever lived. So everything's 15 minutes away. Has everything that you could want or need. So
where else have you lived?
I lived in where I grew up, Brookville, Indiana.
Okay.
I lived in Cincinnati for a year.
Okay.
Terre Haute, Indiana,
Okay.
which is where Indiana State is, which
Okay.
is on the other side of the state in BFE.
Okay.
Lived in Fort Bragg and Fayetteville, North Carolina,
Yep.
and then here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you're going to stay here. You're a JC.
Yeah.
You're a JC guy through and through.
Yeah, for sure.
And that helps that your mom's here too. You can really lean on her to help with the boys in terms of all the things. And I'm sure she's happy to help. Is she working here as well?
Nope. Retired.
Nice.
She's done.
All right. Yeah. She did her time. She's just hanging out.
Yeah. She's a retired teacher too. So
oh my gosh.
helpful.
What did she teach?
She taught like late elementary school, like fourth and fifth grade.
Yeah.
And I think it was like science and math, maybe.
Okay. Oof.
Yeah.
All right, well, then there you go. I'm going to send the boys to your mom's house then for some math help.
Yeah.
Not that I mean, outside of basic math.
Yeah.
Can anyone really do math these days? We just use calculators.
I don't know. I think
math
it's important.
Changed, number one. I don't know if does she teach?
I don't know.
Math or what do they call it now? Common Core? I don't know why math needed to change because I don't get it. Because now it's something like Common Core is you don't have to show your work or you do. I don't remember. Did you know this? They changed math.
I'm familiar. They changed some of the processes in which you find the answer, but I don't know. Like whenever I was in school, a lot of education stuff on my TikTok, and I just kind of scrolled past it because it was not physical education.
Okay. I wonder what year it changed because maybe you were taught Common Core.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know.
You have to look it up and be like, does this make sense or does it not?
Yeah.
It's just one of those weird things where it's like, it's math. I don't know why math needed to change.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
A lot of it probably changed to help with test scores. But
yeah, to make them worse.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I've tried to understand. I actually haven't sat down and like really tried to understand it. Math was always like I did just fine in school with math.
Yeah.
But now I use a calculator if I need to. But I like that, I can flex because the stuff like geometry and the later math stuff I'm going to get myself in trouble. Brian's like, why are you talking about math? Don't get me started on math either. Common Core. He just shakes his head. Oh, yeah, I feel that way too.
I think I took geometry 3 times in high school.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what grade you're supposed to take. What is it? Geometry and then algebra 1 and algebra 2.
Something like that, yeah.
And then the smarter kids do calculus, right?
And stats. Yeah.
Yeah, statistics?
No.
Boof.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
You don't even need it.
Well, unless you're going to become a statistician or do like sports, it could help with.
Well, even then,
maybe
it doesn't like. Well, yeah, probably in sports, statistics is helpful because there's millions of jobs in that now.
Yeah,
not millions, but you know what I mean.
Well, but AI
yeah.
now with I said AI statistics. Not that it's going to take that job, but I mean,
it can help process the data.
Yeah,
for sure. But like the big thing I would say so what I'm seeing in like high school stuff is it doesn't even necessarily translate into college courses. So why are we focusing on this higher level education when you're still going to have to take the same class whenever you get to college? So one of the things that I think that I'm looking into, not necessarily now because Everett's 5.
Yeah.
I still have 10 years to do
got
it.
some time.
Yeah. But get him enrolled in college courses early so he can start that. As far as I'm tracking right now, and it's still way early, is that stuff still counts toward him in college classes, still counts towards homeschooling curriculum.
For sure.
Hours. So just get him in the entry level classes for college. So that way, when he gets to college, he's a junior and can go straight into his degree field.
Well, that's really smart because then you're setting him up for success instead of just regurgitating and repeating all the things.
Yeah.
So I think that's really smart. And I don't think it's ever too early. There's this book. Oh my gosh, what's the name of it? I can't remember the name. It might come to me in a minute. Um, but that's basically what this woman did. She had, Brian, do you remember the name of that one book of the woman who homeschooled her kids? I think their last name was Harding, maybe. She had, I think, 12 kids, 10 or 12.
Too many.
And a lot, basically. And they were like all in college by the time they were a teenager, because it's and then she and her husband both worked full time, and so she kind of like went through, and it's funny because the cover of the book almost looks like the Brady Bunch because there's so many kids, but she goes through because she worked really hard to prepare the kids for college, to really get them equipped and prepared, and then to take college credit courses and do all the things as soon as they could. And then that counted as college credit. And then they were all graduated and in their fields by the time they were not even out of their teens yet. Like they could vote maybe. And then they were like already having, like engineer or like in medical school. And then they'd be in their early 20s and things like that. But it was really cool because when we were first trying to figure out what to do with our boys, because we knew right away that we didn't want to do a traditional route of education. We wanted to teach our boys ourselves.
Yeah.
And so because you can go down so many rabbit holes for homeschooling. And I mean, anything these days, you can go down a rabbit hole, right? And it's just a matter of, and the internet loves when you get in that rabbit hole because it captivates your attention.
Yeah.
And so it's so hard to find what you should focus on, how you should homeschool your children, and then how to do X, Y, and Z. Because then like you read a book like that and then Brian and I are like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's stink and do this so that our boys can be in college by the time they're 15. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, what? Oh, the Brainy Bunch. College ready by age 12. I have it. If you want to borrow it, you can. It's not thick, it's a little book, but it was just exciting for Brian and I to read that because we were like, oh my gosh, because I think kids can do a lot more than we let them do. Like, I think they're capable of a lot.
Yeah.
And they're just sponges. And so the more information and the more things that we can get them and involve them, just like college courses and things that you're thinking. So I don't think that you're totally off track. I think that's perfect. I don't know, how have you started to go about that? Have you started researching, or are there any places locally that?
No, I still have time.
Yeah.
I'll start worrying about that here in a little bit. But as far as I'm thinking about how to do school with the boys is just keep them in it. Don't really take too many breaks. Because why? Because we're home. I'm home. And Erin doesn't like get regular, like she gets her PTO and everything, but it's not like we're going to be taking big breaks, and we can take whatever vacations and everything we want whenever the heck we want because we're homeschool.
Yeah, because you can make even the trip be educational.
Yeah,
everything is educational especially at this age, but it can always be educational anyways because they're just constantly learning and soaking up all the things.
Yeah.
I'll have to get you that book and you can borrow it.
Sure.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of research trying to get our schedule underhand. How did you get your schedule? Like, do you have it printed out like for the kids to see it? Do you do the same thing every day?
So try to do the same thing every day. It kind of gets wonky sometimes, and especially whenever we just went through that cold spell. It got really jacked up because we try and get outside as much as we can.
Yeah.
And that was one of my goals for this year, was to spend at least some time outside every day. And even during the cold, we did the best that we could, especially when it snowed. That was easy. Because,
sledding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the schedule part is pretty much just for me, and I actually used ChatGPT to make it or help me organize it in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
And so that we're not necessarily on like, oh, it is 11 o'clock. We have to do this now. It's more of like a flow, which is very nice and convenient for us. And it all kind of pivots around Avery's bedtime. So whenever, or nap time. So whenever that starts dwindling away and it's kind of starting to,
as long as you can.
Everett stopped taking naps when he was like 2, and Avery is almost 2. So we are.
Well, he acts differently, so maybe
he's a different baby.
Maybe he'll rock it out till he's like 4. Who knows?
Yeah.
I wish that I still had naps. I think that'd be very beneficial.
Yeah.
But that's a great way to use ChatGPT, though, is to create schedules like that. We've done that as well. Anything to just help make some structure around it. Obviously, it has to be loose because we all have things that curveballs, but that's also the beauty. Have you been able to use ChatGPT for, what else have you used it for? You said workouts, right?
Holy guacamole, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I don't know if you use ChatGPT too a lot, right?
Yeah.
Did you look at your GPT Wrapped at the end of the year last year?
I did not. I thought you were going to ask me if I did the caricature.
Oh,
because that's like
I did that as well.
What was it? You playing rugby?
It was me sitting behind a desk doing a bunch of rugby stuff. Okay. So
accurate.
Yeah.
Right.
But I got top 3% of users, which was cool.
Okay.
And I had a down year for my GPT usage last year.
Wow.
5.0 was not my favorite model, but now it's kind of starting to get back on track.
Yeah.
I think. But I've used it for planning daily activities, just making sure that we're on a decent schedule because it's really easy to go off.
Yeah.
When it's just us every day.
Yeah. If you're off the cuff, forget about it. You're not going to have a schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. So, created the daily schedule. We call it a daily flow. And it was very loose. And of course it agrees with whatever input you give it, which is annoying, but overall kind of worked through it. And I was like, I don't like this. And we got through it. But then workouts, I just started a workout chat and we're fixing it the best that we can. And that's just going to take time of me inputting weights and what I like about it and what I don't. So we'll see how that goes. Nutrition, used it for nutrition.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Yeah. I know my dad uses it quite a bit for just recipes. And
it's cool.
I'm getting there. And the hardest part is getting my wife on board with everything as well.
Why? Is it the AI factor that oh, okay.
She's stubborn.
Oh, okay.
So me being like, okay, well, these are the meals for the week. I don't really want that or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what we're having. So I've used it for that. I've used it for coaching, coming up with different plans for like our organization. Like I have it connected. So for the rugby team, we use Slack for communication.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's free for nonprofits, which is great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I have it plugged into Slack so that way it can kind of give me audits as to what channels need to be deleted, how we need to organize it. Do we need to add any more channels to help facilitate different needs and stuff like that? So that was very helpful, and just complete organizational structure as far as like how to run a nonprofit and do all of that stuff.
Yeah. So. Which is not easy to go through all that. But the hardest part, I think, because we use ChatGPT a lot too. I think a lot of small business owners, I mean, we're just a husband and wife team. So we don't have a giant, it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
And so we utilize ChatGPT and AI to help us with the mundane things, or because I still like to, if I'm writing an email to somebody, and I still like to write the entire thing. And then if I second guess myself, then I can copy and paste it and put it into ChatGPT. And then it's all in the prompt though.
Yeah.
Because you can't just say, what do you think of this email? Because
Yeah.
like you said, I feel like AI is going to be like, it is fantastic. You
Yeah.
did such a good job. You crushed it. And it's like, yo, chill. I want you to be realistic. Tell
Yeah.
me. And then that's because I still like to keep my brain active.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever want it to get to the point where ChatGPT just does everything for me, right? Because
Yeah.
then we're in Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah. Skynet.
Skynet.
It's live.
Yeah, that's when all the robots T-1000 goes.
Yeah.
Then we become Edward Furlong, and then that's such a good movie. Sidebar, that is such a good movie. And so it's a love-hate relationship with AI, everybody, right?
Yeah.
Because we love that it makes tasks simpler and that it does that. Before if it was an email and you were like, ooh, and then you'd find a friend to send it to.
Yeah.
We're like, can I send you this email? But then you have
Yeah.
to give them the context, and we basically just used our friends and family as AI bots before because we
Yeah.
would run everything through them.
Yeah.
Or
I still send it to leaders before
Yeah.
I send it out, even if GPT helped me write it.
yeah. Well, it's just weird, but recipes and things like that is great to use it for. We've used it for different workout plans and things like that too, where it's like my brain right now can't function, and these are the areas of my body I want to work out. This is how often I want to do it. This is my schedule. This is my equipment.
Yeah.
Go. And then things like that are great because then it's just like, oh my gosh, that is a set it and forget it that
Yeah.
is useful. And I know that even as long as people figure out a way to integrate it so that it's not completely taking over the human aspect,
Yeah.
then I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But the second it does take over, how do you feel about all robots and everything that are like, this is a real thing now?
Yeah.
It was a deep breath. It's a deep exhale.
I think it's being pushed out too fast. Like, yes, I understand AI is the hot thing right now, but I think it's definitely being pushed out too fast.
Yeah.
And there for a long time it was, oh, get a smart TV, get a smart fridge, or whatever the heck was coming out.
Yeah.
And now it's all AI. And I think it's just the hot word for right now. But I do think that AIs are helpful. They're going to be great.
Yeah. It's not going away.
No.
Either.
No. And
it wants to stay.
Yeah, it's gonna be around. I just want it to be a little more fleshed out right now. And GPT is still learning and doing all the stuff that it needs to do. But I think, it's being pushed out a lot too fast, especially with all of the daggum AI spam calls that I'm getting right now, which is annoying. But
yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't know too, that's how we actually met you, was we were in an AI class together.
Yeah.
And I actually don't think we even were in person. I think we were virtual, weren't we?
You guys were virtual a lot.
I think that's right. I think we were, because we had the boys.
Yep.
I mean, you get that scheduling. So a lot of times we'll have to do virtual meetings if we don't have childcare at the moment. But that's how we actually met you, was through AI, because we were both just trying to figure out how to utilize AI marketing for our small businesses.
Yep.
Now you're a nonprofit though. So do you have an entire board that you have to go through when there's decisions?
We do.
Okay.
And we've had a lot of talks about it within the board to like what I'm allowed to do mostly, because we talked about it a little bit earlier where I have a lot of freedom and time and availability. So it's like, okay, what are some decisions that I'm allowed to just make on my own? And that was very easy talk. And I've been on the board since I moved here in 2020.
Okay.
So I had a big hand in like where we are today. So they just kind of let me do whatever, and I still include them as much as pretty much with every decision to make sure that I'm not making a rash choice. My VP right now is awesome. Okay. She and I have been working together for like 3 or 4 years now, and I can't speak highly enough of her.
Do you represent both the male and the female rugby teams?
I am the
Okay.
president of the organization.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You are the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my VP is vice president of the whole organization.
Okay.
Now, where it's kind of weird is I'm also the head coach of the men's team.
Okay. And playing?
Yep.
Okay.
And she is the head coach and playing of the women's team.
Okay.
So,
well, that's fair.
Yeah, it is.
That you know.
And I'm a big fan of that, where we are equal as far as like men's and women's being represented on the board mostly fairly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if we had another male MVP, I would feel a little awkward, but we have a good balance, and yeah.
Well, it helps that you're both on the team, you both are the coaches, and then you both help make the decisions.
Yep.
So it's great because then that only helps both the teams get better also, because then it's not just one person on this team is making decisions for everybody. Yeah. Then it makes it more even. So that's cool. So is the women's team like complete now also? Does everybody have all their players?
We are getting there.
Okay.
So the big thing is getting games scheduled.
Okay.
I don't know what the deal is with other women's teams about scheduling games. But right now, the other teams are in their matrix season or their league season.
Okay.
So it's a little hard. They don't want to pick up friendlies right now.
Okay.
Our goal is to get our women's team in that, hopefully this fall. So we're hoping for a big recruiting class this spring and summer.
How many teams are there for you guys to play in your pool here? And how far do you have to go?
So the closest teams are Knoxville and
not too bad.
Asheville.
Okay.
And we all travel to Charlotte quite a bit.
Okay.
Big city, a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 men's teams in Charlotte alone. And I think they have 1 or 2 women's teams right now. But women's teams, there are fewer. And that's one thing that we need to help.
Okay. So is your goal here to get as many players on both teams as possible to then spawn another team once you get enough players? Like, would that help for scrimmaging? Would that help for playing? What's the goal here for JCR?
Yeah. So the women's team's current goal is to get into Matrix.
Okay.
That is where you are guaranteed games to play.
Okay.
And you're competing for a championship.
Okay.
The men's team is so our current goal is to recruit and get to where we are consistently having 20 players at every game.
Okay.
Which gives us a good amount of subs.
Mm-hmm.
And once we hit that goal, hopefully by then we'll be winning a lot of games, and talking about promoting up to D3, which is where you can compete for a national championship.
Cool. Wow. Okay. And so then that is the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And then women's is, you said Matrix?
Yeah.
Okay.
League. Whatever you want to call
League.
it.
All right. Yeah. So right now they're just kind of trying to see who can play and when and where.
Yep.
So their schedule is not really as solid.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's harder. It's more difficult for sure, just because like I said, the other teams have other commitments right now. Mm-hmm. The other women's teams have other commitments. And there's not as many women's teams. And especially women's teams that are on a similar level.
Okay.
Knoxville's women's team's insane. Like, they went to...
Like, insane good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Like, they went to nationals like the past 2 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe not last year, but they were national runners up 2-3 years ago.
So is women's full contact also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Same rules, same size rugby ball and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's the worst injury you've ever had?
Me, myself?
Yeah. And after that, the worst injury you've ever seen?
I don't like talking about injuries because rugby already has a bad rap
Oh,
for the
okay.
most part.
Okay.
But I will answer your question.
Okay.
The worst injury I've ever had is a concussion that I
Okay.
got last year.
Oof.
It was my first concussion I ever had in 15 years. And I don't even necessarily know how I got it.
Okay.
It was super low contact
Mm-hmm.
and it must just hit me in the right place.
In the right place. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the worst injury I've ever had in 15 years. So,
Wow. That's not too bad.
no.
So why do you think rugby has a bad rap in terms of injuries?
Because we don't wear pads.
Okay.
Typically, I hurt my shoulder and had to get shoulder surgery when I was in the Army.
Okay.
And since then, I wear like super small shoulder pads.
Mhm.
It's almost like an undershirt for football pads.
Okay.
And I've worn that consistently since then. So 9 years.
Mhm.
And you can wear what's called a scrum cap. Looks just like a guardian cap in football.
Okay.
And it's, again, small layer of foam covering your head. I do typically wear one of those as well, just to, it is a mental barrier for me. I think mostly from when I was playing football, it helps me make tackles a lot more consistently.
Yeah. Well, you said that rugby is below the sternum for.
Correct.
So right there, I mean, you're taking a lot of all the problems that football has had with all the
Yeah.
regulations now because of all the concussions and all
Yeah.
the head injuries and upper body and things like that. So
Yeah.
even though there aren't pads, it's just all in your training.
Yeah.
And just to make sure that you don't.
Yeah.
Below the sternum.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like we can't fly in to make a tackle. It has to be controlled.
What do you mean fly in?
So
Jump.
So you can't make contact with anyone in the air. And if a ball carrier is off their feet
Okay.
or like jumping to catch a ball, you can't hit them until they hit the floor. Until their feet hit the floor. So another thing too is you have to wrap to help mitigate the chance of like just plowing in and
Mhm.
throwing your shoulder into somebody. I mean, you can still kind of do that, but it's a lot more difficult whenever you are attempting to give them an aggressive hug.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have to wrap your arms around them no matter what.
Yep.
Every single time.
Yep.
Okay. So when somebody, how do you line up for the ball? And so it's kind of just like soccer, football. You have a line, and then the
Yep.
ball gets hiked, and then because I know, and like I said, I don't know anything about rugby, so I'm just asking
Yeah.
questions to see when you throw the ball to somebody.
backwards only.
Backwards only.
Yep.
What do you mean?
You can only throw backwards or lateral.
Oh, like literally backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Or laterally. And
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
So
No
you're not
forward
throwing
passes.
it forward. Okay.
Correct.
All right. And then what are rules in terms of, so everybody goes towards the person that has the ball?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
So
you have your defensive positions though too of trying to get, so that people don't get open.
yeah. So defense is
Behind
lined
you.
up in a flat line,
Okay.
and their entire objective is to tackle the ball carrier. Pretty
Okay.
much. You want to kind of stay flat all together and come up and apply pressure.
Okay.
There's no blocking like in football.
Okay.
It is just the ball carrier against the defender, which I think that is in like the way that I view it is that makes it safer because you know who is tackling you and from where.
Okay.
And I can control what I see in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to be getting hit by some random guy that's coming up behind me in a random space.
Yeah.
Almost all of my contact is coming straight up. I can
Okay.
see it. I'm prepared, and I can go into contact that way as the ball carrier.
Okay.
And the same thing with the defender. I know who I'm trying to tackle.
Yeah.
It's very clear and obvious. I'm not going to get blindsided by a blocker
Mhm.
and risking crazy injury that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, that right there does eliminate a lot of injury, and that helps. I had no idea. So that's so interesting. Is it hard to rewire your brain because you started with football?
Mhm.
How hard is it to rewire to know a lateral throw or backwards? Like it's got to be difficult because naturally you want to throw the ball in front of you, baseball, any of these things, the ball is going in front of you. So it's very interesting to have it like this instead.
Yeah. I don't think it's that difficult.
Okay.
I mean, I've been coaching and transitioning players from football to rugby for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's super crazy. I think it's somewhat intuitive. I mean, pretty much if we tell the guys, hey, you can't throw the ball forward,
They're like, okay.
normally don't.
Yeah.
The only time it's iffy is if someone's running really hard and then they're kind of in front, but we get the gist for the most part.
Yeah. And then you have referees to make sure that everything is above board. And so it's interesting because I wouldn't associate rugby. But I mean, I guess I get it. I get why people think it's a really dangerous sport because of the pads. But over the past couple of years, everyone's really realized how dangerous like the sports that have pads are.
Yeah.
And sometimes the pads cause the injuries. I mean, Brian, you played high school football and middle school football, and you didn't like the pads, right? Like you didn't what? You didn't like the pads because they just hurt. I feel like
they hurt. Yeah. Whenever we did, so I was offensive lineman, and whenever we did walkthroughs with just helmets, my shoulders would get banged up because the other people's helmets would be hitting me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is a rock hard piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And you're out there just hitting people's arms and stuff and bodies with a giant piece of plastic. Yeah. And the old school face masks were rubber coated metal. So
that stuck out like to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting. So we're here to squash some of those. So if there's anyone that's watching this that is going to be interested in rugby, they can just go to the website, fill out the form, reach out to you.
Yep.
And then they can show up at a practice.
Yep.
Brian can maybe give it a whirl.
We have 3 players on the men's team currently that are over 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the average age of your team? Do you know?
Probably mid-30s because those guys bump the average up a little bit. But we have a couple guys that are students at ETSU or just out of high school that are on the team as well. So I would say 30, somewhere in the 30s is our average age.
Now, do you set up tables at like ETSU? Or I know because you were at Meet the Mountains this past summer or whenever that. I don't remember exactly.
It was this summer.
That. Okay, was it?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of festivals. The Tri-Cities is really business friendly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in the summertime, actually, well, even throughout the winter, there's still things to do. But like there are so many opportunities for you to kind of like advertise and get the word out about rugby.
Yeah.
But I would imagine too, with the schools and stuff, because does ETSU have a rugby team?
So kind of. We've been working with them to try and get established. I can't do it as a non-student,
Oh.
Okay. But
you can't organize the team?
Correct.
Okay.
But I can provide guidance to anyone who asks questions.
Yeah.
Whenever I was a student, I did like set up all of the processes to do it.
Okay.
Made all the connections, talked to the people, and it's good to go. They just need a couple committed individuals to do it. The person who was doing it last year did a great job, and he just took a internship at Disney Orlando. So he's going to be gone for 8 months or so.
Interesting.
But
interesting pivot.
Yeah, he took a great job. He did a great job with it. We actually scrimmaged them in the fall.
Oh, cool.
So that was a good environment to kind of give them playing time, get us some more playing time, and build that connection as well. But I don't think they're doing anything this spring. A handful of their players are playing with us to continue playing and learning the game. So, yeah.
Are there any other important things that you feel like squashing about rugby to the average person? Anything that they might think that's misconceptions or anything like that? Because you got the microphone right now.
I don't know. So
The biggest one is just the contact and being hurt. Everybody thinks it's like a free for all.
Yeah.
You feel like it's a zombie movie or something, and you guys are biting each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my biggest thing is injuries, and then old rugby culture.
Okay.
It kind of got a bad rap. And that was honestly one thing that I fought really hard against whenever I moved here was poor rugby culture. Just getting a little too rowdy and doing crazy things.
Where did rugby originate from?
England.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When? Do you know?
1812.
Oh, you literally know the exact year.
Yep.
Okay. So what was it started to be fun? Was it started to be raucous? Like what was...
So
how did it evolve into this?
William Webb Ellis
Okay.
was playing soccer in the schoolyard at Rugby College, I believe.
Oh,
and
literally the name of Rugby College.
And he picked up a soccer ball and started running with it.
Okay.
And that is the lore of how rugby started. It was brought to the U.S. to the Ivy League schools and kind of took off from there. But I think a lot of people view rugby as like a bunch of party people.
Okay.
Who get kind of rowdy.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that culture still exists, but not here.
Mm-hmm.
And I am mostly proud of that fact.
Okay.
Honestly, we have a good amount of individuals on our team who are sober, myself included, and we still go out and hang out with everybody and kind of, yeah.
You said that you guys do trivia. Together. What's that?
Every Thursday.
Thursday nights.
Yep. After practice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Do you go to one place to do that?
Yeah, Holy Taco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. That's fun. Is it theme night? Do they do different themes every week, or it's just literal trivia?
Just trivia.
Okay. How do you guys do?
We win a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
There was I used to do trivia. I lived in Philadelphia for a while, and so I used to go I can't remember the name of what they used to call it there. It wasn't Quizzo. But they had like a specific name. You know, every place calls things differently, especially Philly. Like they love their words. And so I did that a few times, but it was always a theme. And so one that I went to was like 80s trivia, and I was like, yes, you're too young for that. And then what was it? I think one of them was movie based. I might have been Star Wars trivia, and I was like, yes, okay, I can do that too.
Yeah.
And it was just always fun to have that theme.
Yeah.
And then there's always people though that go to trivia night that are like your die hard trivia people, and it's just like, you know who they are. It's like, oh my gosh, they're gonna steal the show, but you guys crush it.
Yeah, that's us. We are diehard trivia people. We've been going there for 3 years.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night.
Yeah. And yeah. So they give out gift cards to Holy Taco.
Oh, so there's an incentive.
Yeah. And
okay.
we
free tacos.
We make jokes so it's up to, if you get first place, which we do quite a bit, you get a $35 gift card.
Nice.
And then 25 for second, free entree for third. And it's like,
those are all awesome.
We make jokes consistently. We're just going to buy the bar at some point with gift cards. And yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know there's a lot of places that still do trivia. But kudos to you also for getting out at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we go after practice. It's a good little something to do, get some food in you.
Yeah.
And bond with each other.
For sure. For sure. After our Frisbee days, it was on Sunday afternoon that we did that. And we would all just go to someone's house. And first of all, we'd go to the grocery store, everybody. And we would just be disgusting, sweaty, muddy messes, right? Because it's Florida. We stinking played in the afternoon, like the worst time of the day. And everybody would be like, all right, I'm getting hot dogs or I'm getting some chips. And then we would just go to one person's house and just kind of like barbecue, hang out and nosh on some food. And it's funny because we've talked about wanting to start something like that again, here and do something, but it's always hard too when you move to an area trying to find people. But I mean, that's awesome with rugby that you've been able to do that and make that way, and just kind of like move forward. So where do you see JC rugby going in the next 5 years?
Very good question. I think if we hit the goals that we have set for us, then we'll be in a really good spot. Because when like we kind of talked about earlier, when I moved here, there wasn't much. So the fact that we've been able to add a women's team and have these youth camps in the summer, and we have a high school program right now as well that is active.
Okay.
It's growing. It's
is it at a specific high school, or is it's just something that any high school can adopt?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Any high school age student can come and play.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And which is really weird for me because all of the high schools here are so close together. Where I grew up, the next closest high school was like 30, 40 minutes away.
Okay. Did you have a small high school?
So my high school was a county-wide high school, and we were like the third largest county in Indiana. Okay. So it was kind of big, but very small rural community. But yeah, it's cool. Our high school program's growing. It's starting to get there. And yeah, I would say in 5 years, if we have a fully developed like youth and high school program, that would be the ultimate goal. Yeah.
Have you gone to any like church groups too to try and recruit or anything from some of because I mean, just trying to think of other ways that you could, there's so many ways rugby could tie into so many things. Yeah. So that's cool. I'm going to rack my brain about that a little bit and see if there's like any way that we can help get the word out.
Yeah. So the hard part right now is rugby is not a TSSAA sanctioned sport. Okay. So the high schools are kind of hesitant to letting us come in and recruit. Okay. All of rugby is governed by our national body, USA Rugby, and they're governed by World Rugby. So, I mean, it goes all the way to the top. So that's kind of hard to kind of communicate because America's sports system is so kind of set in its ways. And it drives me crazy about America's sports because there are so many adults that do not even necessarily know that they can compete. I think Tri-City Social Sports does a pretty good job at giving individuals a way to compete locally. But I think where rugby is kind of special is we compete regionally. So here in the next couple of weeks, the men's team's going to be going down to Savannah and playing in a big rugby tournament. Cool. And I mean, we travel to Charlotte regularly. We're going to be venturing up into Virginia quite a bit this upcoming spring. And I don't know. I think I feel like it's similar but different, where you're competing against not people that you're going to be seeing just out and around. You're traveling and making those connections in a different city.
How many games do you have this next season?
5, including the tournament.
Okay. And is that about the normal amount of games? Okay.
Yeah. I try and stick to around 4 or 5 per season.
Have you ever clocked yourself to see how much you've ran in a game?
No, but I do clock myself at practice, and I get a little more than a mile and a half at practice.
All right. How long are the games?
80 minutes.
Oh, all right. Yeah. And is it halves? Is it quarters?
40-minute halves.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then a little bit of a break in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you play here, you play at the middle school?
Yep.
Can anybody just come and hang out and see what it's all about?
Yep.
Okay. And the park is there with the kids?
Yep.
So we can go do that. And then Brian's got no excuse to maybe try. It might be fun for you. No? I mean, there's guys that are over 50 that are doing this. He doesn't like when I put him on the spot. Yeah, I mean, your body, you're like 75 trapped in a 40-something-year-old body.
Yeah.
It's all right, Brian. It's all right.
So one of the older guys, he grew up, like, played rugby most of his life, and just came back to the sport because he was looking for community. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm all for
sure.
it. Whatever you want,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. He was like, I don't really want to play, but I just kind of want to be around the sport again. And sure enough, not even 2 months after he said that, he started in a game. And
he's in it.
Yeah, he's all about it. But it is keeping him active. He's a professor at ETSU.
Oh, okay.
In kinesiology, sports stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. And so if someone gets an injury, it's like, help us out. What do we do?
Well, he it's giving him a reason to stay active and do stuff because he is playing now and take care of his body a little bit more. That's cool. And then another one of the guys, he just turned 50 a week ago. And he started playing rugby 3 years ago. Wow. And played his first game 3 years ago.
That's really cool, though. I mean, everybody does need community. And that's one hard thing too. Like, especially when you have young children, you kind of it's so easy to become a hermit.
Yeah.
Especially with homeschooling and stuff, and just be like, oh, you go to the store, but nowadays you can just order everything online and then go pick it up, and you don't have human interaction.
Yeah.
And then, like, if maybe if you go to church, then maybe you'll have some interaction at church on Sundays, but then that's even hard because a lot of churches have the viral option too, where you can just like watch from the comfort of your own home. Yeah. So it's become like this increasing problem. And, I think post-COVID, I think people are still coming out of hiding because I think people got really comfortable just being at home and doing everything at home and kind of being that homebody.
Yeah.
And I think that we need that as humans. Like we do. We need movement and we need to be able to actually talk with people and
not on a keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then you need social skills.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you need to disagree with people, and it's okay. Then you can talk about it and then you move on.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I don't know, like all these things that are like normal and like common sense we have this weird shift, and it's like, let's get back to some common sense things.
Yeah.
And let's just have some fun, move our bodies, do our thing. And it's just not.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to hear that he was like, yeah, I want to try this again. How long? When he was like, I don't want to play. Were you like, yeah, okay, it's only going to take a few months. He's probably going to want to play. He's so excited. No,
I didn't pressure. That's a big thing that I'm
well, no, not fan. Pressure. I just feel like you were like, yeah, he's going to love it. He's going to want to play again.
No, I didn't think you would.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time now. I'm not pressuring anyone to do anything that they're not comfortable with.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to any form of contact and stuff like that. I want to make sure that people are ready, or playing in games even. There for a while when we were struggling with numbers for games, I would start asking people. Now I'm like, listen, there's a spot open if you feel like you're ready.
Yeah.
But I just want to be absolutely clear. There's no pressure for you to come play. And I think that's been like creating that environment's been difficult just because, we want everyone to play. We want everyone to have fun and enjoy what we enjoy. But it's been difficult to create that environment where it is accepting of the level where you're at. And I mean, tooting our own horn a little bit. And I think it has shown in the fact that our retention of new recruits has been insane.
Nice.
To where I think we had 12 new players come out in the fall.
Nice.
And all of them stuck.
Cool.
At least all but one that came to multiple practices stayed to play in a game.
So you're going into this season with a full roster?
Just about.
Okay. Yeah. 11. So you need one more.
We'll see. Some people sometimes don't come back after winter break. And then getting people to do grown-up things like check the Slack is, It is what it is. They're all grown-ups. I can't make them do what they...
Yeah.
I can't make them do stuff.
Yeah.
And that's one thing too, is like, we're all grown-ups. So we all have jobs, we all have responsibilities. And, you know, that's one of the most common things is like, hey, what's the commitment level and everything? And I'm like, you just do what you can, because we are all grown-ups. We all have jobs that we have to do. So, you know, if you have to work a night shift on a practice day, okay, I'm gonna track it, but I'm gonna track that you were busy with something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's very gracious of you too, to have that mentality, because at the end of the day, that is true. We all are adults just trying to make it day to day.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get penalized for things like that. And it's like, man, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just need that reset or a break to just quick have that night.
Yeah.
To do whatever I'm going to do and just relax and then come back full the next time.
I hear it from my wife all the time.
You hear what?
That she doesn't want to go to practice one day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I'm the coach of a team that has to deal with people not coming to practice.
Yeah.
You need to go to practice if you can.
Yeah.
So
even for a little bit, just show up.
Yeah. And every time when she gets back, I'm like, how was it? How are you glad you went? And every time it is yes.
I'm glad I went. You were right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got to get out of our own heads. That's what it really is.
Yeah.
Because it's too comfortable in there sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you, Adam, so much for coming and like just hanging out with me today. And
Sure.
I feel like I know more about rugby. I feel like maybe people listening know more about rugby, and whether they're here or in another place, they're like, I'm going to try and find a rugby team that works for me and maybe give it a whirl, or maybe get their kids involved.
Yeah.
I think you helped squash a lot of, the bad or whatever misnomers about rugby, and maybe we'll see them on the field.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at how many clubs there are out there.
I would be.
Yeah.
I'm going to also go look up the origin of rugby when I get home. So I can
fact check me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to fact check you. I'm just interested.
I haven't looked it up in a long time.
Well, it's all right. Now, I'm sure somebody else fact check you. They're like, dang it, he's wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That's fine.
Maybe Brian did on his phone. Who knows? All right. Thank you so much. So give the website for Johnson City Rugby so that if anybody wants to reach out, they can.
johncityrugby.com.
Oh, wow. Very difficult.
Yep. Yep. I try to make it easy. We're active on all social media at John City Rugby.
Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
This episode is powered by Outpost Roasters, small batch, high quality coffee with soul. Outpost Roasters in Johnson City specializes in freshly roasted, small batch, ethically sourced, fair trade local coffee. That's what sets them apart from the big guys. They work directly with small farms and co-ops to ensure responsible practices and rich, balanced flavor in every single cup. Whether it's early mornings or late nights, their 12-ounce bags deliver bold, smooth coffee at a totally fair price. Head to outpostroastersjc.com to explore their blends and single origins. Outpost Roasters, coffee that's definitely worth waking up for.